Om. 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 Sairam, everyone. To just to recollect where we were last week, Swami this is the first chapter of Sathya Sai Vahini. Swami is talking about the Paramartha, the supreme goal of Bharatiyas. And the last week, what we were discussing was an illustration of how it should be practiced by Swami, citing the example of Yudhishthira, Dharmaraja, where Draupadi is asking, you being the foremost among all those who practice dharma, why you are subjected to this trouble. And Dharmaraja Yudhishthira is saying that, look at the Himalayan ranges. They're full of so much beauty and they're shining with such effulgence. And just looking at them, I am sent into ecstasy and so on. And even in times of difficulties and suffering, and the Bharatiya way of life is to see the divinity everywhere, in any circumstance. Wherever the Lord wishes to place us, that is the best place. I think those were some of the topics we discussed. And there was one question which Brother Dasan posed, I think, which we did not discuss, which was Dharmaraja saying that these Himalayan ranges don't give me anything, but the joy and peace which I derive from them, which they exude. I think that's something like that. So I will ask the sisters to just read that portion and then we will discuss. Okay, Saya.
Dharmaraja, the eldest of the Pandavas, brothers, as depicted in the Mahabharata, is the ideal of this type of lover. When he lost his vast empire, which included all India, to his enemies and had perforce to live in caves among the Himalayan ranges with his consort Draupadi, she asked him one day, Lord, you are undoubtedly the topmost amongst those who follow the path of Dharma unwaveringly. How did such a terrible calamity happen to you? She was stricken with sorrow. Dharmaraja replied, Draupadi, do not grieve. Look at this Himalayan range. How magnificent, how glorious, how beautiful, how sublime. It is so splendid a phenomenon that I love it without limit. It will not grant me anything, but it is my nature to love the beautiful, the sublime. So here, too, I reside with love. The embodiment of this sublime beauty is God. This is the meaning and significance of the love for God. God is the only entity that is worth loving. This is the lesson that the age-long search of our Indians, Bharatiyas, has revealed. This is why I am loving him. I will not wish for any favor from him. I will not pray for any boon. Let him keep me where he loves to keep me. The highest reward for my love is his love, Draupadi. My love is not an article in the market. Dharmaraja understood that love is a divine quality and has to be treated so. He taught Draupadi that love is the spontaneous nature of those who are ever in the awareness of the Atma.
Thank you, sister. So I will I think everyone had some chance to recollect where we were. I think the specific question which Brother Dasan asked was, it will not grant me anything. In Telugu also, I'll just read. It says, Kani, sorry, I think Amy,
అతని వద్ద ఏమీయూ కోరను.
no, I think about the Himalayan ranges, Auntie.
That's what Himalayan, that paragraph has got.
Yeah, so there's just that sentence, Amy Prasadinchavu, I think something like that.
దేనిని ప్రార్థింపును అతనికి
అవి నాకేమియు ప్రసాదించవు. That's what the Telugu piece also says. So I think Bradhasan's question was, why is Swami saying they don't give us anything?
That line is not in my Telugu, this thing.
Auntie? No, see, కావుననే
నేను అతనిని ప్రేమించున్నది, అతని వద్ద నేనేమియూ కోరను.
No, go up above, Auntie. You have to go further up. కానీ ఉదాత్తన సౌందర్యమును ప్రేమించుట నాకు నైజము.
కావుననే నేను ప్రేమించి ఇచ్చట నివసించుచున్నాను. ఆ సౌందర్య స్వరూపుడే.
So just before that, before సౌందర్యమును ప్రేమించుట నాకు నైజము, కానీ just 2 sentences before that, విరాజిచుల్లునవో వాని యందు నాకు
అమిత ప్రీతి, అవి నాకేమియో ప్రసాదించవు.
So that was the question he asked. Why is Swami saying that they do not give me anything? I think that was his question. So I will open it up for discussion. Why is Dharmaraja saying that? Sai Ram.
Does prasadinchavu only mean does not give me anything? Does it have any other meaning?
That's all. They do not grant me anything. So
Correct.
that is the question. Anyone, I would first ask everyone to say, why is Dharmaraja saying that the Himalayan ranges, they are full of beauty and so on, but they do not give me anything? But it's my nature to love their beauty, so that's what.
Himalayan ranges are not giving any material benefit to me. That's what I think. I feel that way. Sai Ram.
And why is Swami saying this also is important? Dharmaraja, Swami quoting Dharmaraja as saying that also is important because Dharmaraja is teaching Draupadi how to love. How to love when you want to attains Atma state.
Without any expectations?
Yes, Auntie, yes.
That may be.
Yeah. Yes. Auntie Saku. I think you have to unmute and speak, Auntie.
Yesterday, we learned from Narada Suktam that no expectations should be there when we love. We should love God for love's sake. And Radha was brought as an example also. So it's very difficult, but I think that is the expectation that we have to follow.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Thank you. Yes, Sister Narmada.
I'm not going to say anything different. I guess it's more, I was thinking more in terms of contentment. He's content with where he is and what he has. No expectation, but more like he's content. There's no desire or anything of that sort. I guess it's in line with everyone was saying. Maybe that's what Swami was trying to explain here. He's happy and he's enjoying what's there, the beauty. I mean, it's giving, I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's what I was trying to say.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Yeah, I mean, I think that the whole paragraph is about having this business relationship, asking for something. Dharma just, I don't ask, I don't desire. So I think it is the same thing. So he is also acknowledging, see, Himalayan ranges are not saying, oh, Dharmaraja has come, I have to give him something. they make everything available for anyone to take and enjoy. They don't interfere. They don't ask somebody to stretch their hand and give. So it's also, that's the way God is also. He's also like Himalayan range. He's present in this world, having provided everything for everyone. And so it is each person, whatever they would like to take. And in this case, Dharmaraja says, just, I don't need any material, as Auntie said. There's nothing material. Himalayan range, though material things are there. There may be plants and things like that. Maybe they're just for sustenance. But more than that, even that, the Himalayan range is not giving. It just makes it available. So it is for us to understand and enjoy. And that's why Dharmaraja says, I don't ask for anything. I will not desire anything. I just love, just to be. And place me anywhere you like, I will stay there. That type of tendency. Yes, Saruna.
One more thing he's saying, that he sees everything as God and everything in God. So whatever it is, he feels that. So he's not going to miss it. So God can place me anywhere, I will see God there. That kind of attitude he has developed. Thank you, Sarah.
Not only that, he doesn't love because somebody has given something. Just
Yes.
love for the love. Thank you. Yes, Prasad.
Sairam. So I think, yeah, I'm just in this, when he was replying to Draupadi, when Draupadi asked, how did such a terrible calamity happen? I think he was explaining, he didn't see it as a calamity. The system, Draupadi was thinking that way, but he didn't even react. It just natural, it just something happened. He didn't take it as that serious. It's like, because I'm not giving any attention or importance to those things. So it may be feeling calamity for you because I lost the Doberman thing, but it just natural that I just played, I came back, done. In ready for something else. It's still carrying on, he's not attached to anything like that. Maybe that's what, in that context, he was saying, because Himalaya used as an example. Thank you.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. Yes, Brother Thasan.
Yes, Ram, brother. It's a good answer. It's available everyone. It's not specifically whatever you said mentioned for one person. Yeah, thank you, brother.
So I think if everyone is okay, if anyone would like to discuss anything, otherwise we will move on.
Hi, Ram. When Dharmaraja is looking at the Himalayan mountains and saying that's how he sees Dharma or God, he sees it as if it's the Himalayan mountain range. I guess like in our daily experience, so if you see like something in nature, it's very grand and beautiful, you might be easy to feel love for that or a sense of love. But how do you see that grandness in the sort of day-to-day individuals that we're dealing with?
Thank you, Kalyan. Thank you very much. So Kalyani has asked a very practical question. Okay, Dharmaraja in the Himalayas, and I think when everyone goes camping or I don't know, vacation to some nature, everyone feels suddenly, or they see God. Then how do we translate, transfer that to our day-to-day experience dealing with people who, though they are also part of nature, don't necessarily may give the same reaction in us? I think that's the question. So I will open it up for discussion, because I think it's important that we learn how we can live in this world on a day-to-day basis, feeling that way. Saira. Yes, Brother Dasan.
Yes, Ram, brother. The reason we are believing even Sathya Sai Baba or any God, because of their glory, what they are teaching us, how to we get the peace. So when you look at the glories and everything without knowing you get the love. That is the only way you will get the love. Otherwise, we are not going to follow. We get the experience, the love. So if you look at the environment, if you look at anything, the God creation, Then without knowing you, you will get the love from the God. Thank you, Saira.
Sai Ram, thank you very much. Anyone else would like to share any thoughts, please? Yes, Sister Ananthi.
Ram, for this one, I just thought myself, say for an example, Guru and the students. The teaching or helping the students, it may not grant anything to the Guru either. It may or may not, but it doesn't matter. It may not grant anything. But still, as a Guru, the Guru would love the students up until their last the breath. I have seen some the teachers in the worldly education or in the spiritual education up until their last moment. They will remember their the students, and they will keep it in their mind just for only the love of being a guru. So similar to this one, going to the Himalayan range, or you even just go to the park, and we just the park or the may not give us anything, but already mentioned the material things. But even the word Swami put it here, grant, if we expect something, if we ask for, then only the granting part, it comes from the other side. If I don't ask anything, nothing to be granted, I just go and as much as I can, I will enjoy and come back. Maybe that sort of meaning I got it from here. Thank you, Saira.
Thank you very much, sister. Thank you. Anyone else? I think Sister Shivani was thinking of saying something, but then
can you repeat the question? I just want
okay, I will repeat the question. See, I will rephrase the question. Kalyani, with Kalyani's permission. So we, every day morning, we all, I don't know, as I get up and go downtown with, not every day, maybe nowadays, but you go down to the city. Then you see all these buildings and people are clamoring. Then you go to the office and you sit and you had to spend about 7-8 hours there, and then you come back home the same way you went to work. And at home, then there are things to be done and so on. In all these situations, this is our reality. Okay, most of the days are spent like that. How can we feel like Dharmaraja? Can we feel? Because that was Dharmaraja's day in the forest. So can we feel the same way? Is it possible? And if so, how? Kalyani, did I?
Oh, it's in the day-to-day, right? So how to feel that?
This is Kalyani's question. So can we also become Yudhishthira? Or should we be like Draupadi? That's the question. So I'll stop here.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you. I was just making sure I heard it right. So yeah, so learning from what we read, the sentence is saying Dharmaraja understood that love is a divine quality. I believe once we know ourselves, who we are, then it will be much easier to love, because seeing outward, it will take years, maybe the janmas, but once we understand who we are that love. I think it will come, as he said, spontaneously. It will be of a spontaneous nature as Dharmaraja, without perturbing or without kind of, oh, Draupadi, why did you ask me? He was kind of, it looks like very composed and calm nature. He said, oh, this is my nature. So I think once we understand our true nature, the divine quality of ours, that we are that love, I think it will be much easier to radiate and see in others as well. Sayram.
So, sister, how do we understand our true nature?
It's practice. It's just from Gita Vahini, I think that stuck to me so vividly, that that there are two ways that you can live your life, where Lord Krishna has said either you operate from the Atma principle, Atma Tattva, or you offer everything to me. So I think it's just every little thing we do, if we operate from that Atma Tattva, it's just the sadhana. Sadhana, again, we have to learn that it's a communion between you and your Lord, you connected with. So I think it's a sadhana. It won't come overnight. It may come overnight, depends on your past karmas. It can be a flip seconds that you realize who you are, but it's just sadhana over time and keep reminding who I am, who I am, who I am. So.
Okay, thank you, sister. Anyone else would like to share any thoughts?
Sairam, brother.
Yes.
If you take everything as it's all comes with your contentment, and if you take everything as his will and take it everything positively, then you see the right if that happening for a reason for you to act accordingly. So, and whatever you see also, you will thank for every time for all the opportunities. That way, that is how I think you feel that you are in the, you understand that God is everywhere, kind of, and act accordingly will give you the peace of mind. So as long as you are in a peace of mind, you can see that you are looking at a right perspective, kind of. That's how I will take it. Thanks.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. Anyone else?
Sir, I mean, if I understand correctly, the question, I think, how we not able to see the same happiness in the day-to-day life when we look at the people around. I think most of the cases we go with some baggage. I think when we look at somebody, immediately a lot of things comes to our mind, our interactions, past interactions with the person, or how we reacted, how we are reflecting. When I see you, they may have some all those things. So maybe that's why all those things we are not able to enjoy the real beauty from that individual. But when we go to vacation, we are going with a blank mind. So I'm going to this place to enjoy. So it's already decided in our mind. So whatever you see, you try to find a way to enjoy. So that's your thing. I think that's what I was thinking. Maybe in the day-to-day life, we're able to be like that, like not to have any baggage in our mind and just take it from there and look at everybody as a and no historical feelings. Maybe then you may be able to enjoy the same thing. Yep.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. I think you mentioned when I see you, some baggage is there or something like that. So I was wondering.
No.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So if you have to say something, we'll take it offline and discuss.
No. Like there is endless. I cannot start and end. So you have only half an hour.
Thank you very much, brother. Anyone else would like to share any other thoughts?
So, Sairam, brother, the happiness supposed to be not come from the senses or from the mind. So it has to come from your heart. Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. So maybe I'll just summarize, whatever the others have said. So I think ultimately it all boils down to expectations. We want, for example, if we go to the office, somebody doesn't greet. Then we see why this person didn't greet us. Our day may start like that. We never put ourselves into thinking, oh, maybe the person has had a tough morning till they came to work. No compassion wells up in us. So I think when we become the center of our universe, then we become sad. That's why Dharmaraja says, they are not giving me anything. I just enjoy. Even if people are not giving around us anything which we like, or even if they give something which we don't like, we do not have to be affected by it, because if we do not take it, accept it, we will not be affected. Even if somebody says something bad to us, if it just rolls off, without any touching you, like the rainwater on a buffalo, so it will not affect. When you look at buffaloes, in the rain, they are so calm. They don't even move. Whereas we will run here and there and everywhere. So when life rains around us, you should remember how buffalo stands on rain and feel that this doesn't affect it falls off my skin. It doesn't pierce my skin. And I think that's one of the things which we can do. Well, that's the only way, because selfishness, expectation, self-centeredness, I think these are the causes of all problems. Whereas Dharmaraja didn't even feel he lost something. See, only if he felt that losing means then you had possession. I don't think Dharmaraja ever felt that he possessed something to lose. That was one circumstance. This is another circumstances. But I think he was I think that's the way I think. As Sister Shivani said, practice. We have to every day remind ourselves. When we are sad, we should say, oh, why am I sad? What am I expecting? Why am I angry? What am I expecting? I think if we pose these questions, slowly we will get to know that this is not us. Anger is not us. Disappointment is not us. And hopefully one day we will get there. That's what Sister Shivani said. So I hope that somewhat answers. Thank you very much for everyone sharing. Is there any other questions or points which anyone wants to discuss? Otherwise, we can move on. Yes, Kalyani.
Sorry, Uncle, just in the Telugu, just a few sentences after that sentence. Could you just say the Saundarya Swarupude Paramatmuru?
So that the one who is supremely beautiful is the Lord.
It is the Lord.
Yeah.
Who is supremely beautiful?
Yes. The one who is with that supreme beauty, he is Paramatma. So he's seeing the form of all this as form of the Lord himself. I think that's what. Auntie, Sariya, Auntie.
Sorry. Sometimes we approach people with a preconceived ideas formed about that person. That also affects us, our behavior.
Yes, sir.
Saira.
So clean slate, as Brother Prasad also said.
Yeah.
We go with a clean slate every day.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
And make us a little better. Yes, Sister Shivani.
So Dharmaraja has no expectations. He understood whatever, if lost, and he moved on. Don't you think then he was the right person to get the Gita? I mean, Gita Gyan. Arjun got it because he was in a dilemma, and which we think he's a lucky one to get direct discourse from Lord Krishna. So I'm just thinking, isn't it Dharmaraja would have been in the right situation to be with Lord Krishna?
So I think we are going back to first chapter of Gita Vahini.
Can you remind me quickly if it doesn't take?
Swami gave some reasons why Arjuna was chosen. One of the things Swami said was Dharmaraja, though he was much superior to Arjuna, he had this tendency to think about things after the fact.
Oh, yes.
That was one of the things.
That's right. That's right.
Because he was a bit. Another thing is, he may have not asked the type of questions which Arjuna asked, because Arjuna represents us better. Okay. And number 3, see, Dharmaraja always thought that he knew Dharma very well. So that's why when Krishna told him to tell Ashwatthama, Kunchara, that Ashwatthama is dead, he did not want to do. There was some sense of, self-dependence, if you want to put it that way. He did not want to depend on Krishna. So I think even though he respected and revered Krishna a lot, and he knew Dharma much better, and he also practiced it also. he may have not been an ideal student
Mm.
to have a good conversation, which is for all of our benefit. And so I think that's why Krishna picked Arjuna up, I think, because asked intelligent questions, asked all the questions which humanity would like to know. So then sometimes best student is not the best student to teach. The student may have studied and come, so the teacher will always pick somebody who is keen, but who doesn't know enough. Engage in a conversation so everybody in the classroom understands.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, I just remembered now. Thank you.
I think these are things which we discussed, some of it at least, long time ago, 3 years ago. Okay, so we'll come back. Yes, Auntie Saku.
Yes, this Dharmaraja, he has a little bit of, he never consulted even with Krishna when before going to play, what do you call the gambling. And he never consulted even with his brothers when he was pawning one by one everything. He did it all by himself. I just want to know why. Was it he thought that he can handle everything properly, or what happened?
See, I think
Just a question.
Yeah, it's okay. And I think it's out of syllabus here, I guess, but anyway, I will answer that question has come up because of Swami is mentioning Dharmaraja. See, Dharmaraja always followed Dharma. Many people don't understand why when Duryodhana invited him for that gambling, or it's not necessarily, you can call it gambling. He had to accept, because as a Kshatriya, if anyone challenges you, you have to accept it. So I think Dharmaraja felt that is the dharma for him to do. Okay, so that's why he did not consult Krishna, because it was something which was very, very clear. Number one. Number two, the only mistake Dharmaraja did was he did not have any guile. He didn't know how to think like a crook. So he never suspected any wrongdoing. And his view was, even if they are doing something wrong, if I follow dharma, that dharma will protect me. Because he did not need Krishna. He was happy that he could remember Krishna all the time. That's good enough for him, I think. So that is why he did not ask. He didn't think it was a problem. As a king, he has to deal with whatever comes his way. So at that time, so he may have done. Why he didn't consult his brothers is he knows his brothers better, I guess. I don't know. But the thing is, he is much more knowledgeable. He knew Dharma much flawlessly compared to any one of them. So as long as he was performing the Dharma, that was his job to do so. And the brothers wouldn't have advice, in my view. That may have been one reason. So that's the way he was always. Was it good or not good enough? Maybe as a devotee who looks for everything to Krishna, maybe he was not. But I think to some extent, see, if a person like that who is sitting here, his brothers were all upset in the forest, but he was never upset about being in the forest. As you can see in this, that Swami himself is quoting him. So from his point of view, in this world, I don't want to trouble God for worldly things. I think that's my understanding, maybe wrong. But I will stop here and I will ask anyone else who would like to
Thank you.
share anything. Silent.
Iram brother, I just want to add one thing. The Dharmaraja would have thought that even though 5 different bodies, he would have thought only one soul, but the 5, maybe the 5 individual. And he strongly, as you said, he strongly believed that whatever the decision he either makes, it will be accepted by all brothers. That's what they have been in the past. All the years, they live together, and whatever they have done it, they have done either in the city or in the Anyadavasa, or all those years they have been together and they never say anything. That's why Dharmaraja would have strongly believed that whatever the decision he makes as the eldest brother, it would be accepted by all of the brothers. And maybe later he regretted, but uh, in real life situation, this has been in the negative thing at the end. But if it has been successful and the victory in the war, we wouldn't even think about this one. That's why I firmly believe that the even one, maybe the brother, I don't know, you mentioned that even one soul with 5 different bodies, because the Trabadi asked, I need maybe my husband should be in with all of the dharma, the love and the courage and all 5 things, it should be coming together, kind of. Maybe that's the reason I have had in my mind why the brothers, they have they have been silent and not even a word to say when the Dharmaraja goes to the that Udatam or something. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sister. I just wanted to say, I think many people feel Dharmaraja regretted that, I don't think, so at no point has Swami talked about him regretting. The only, I think there was that story of him being in the forest, and once Krishna came and he asked him and that, something is troubling him. Swami in his discourse very nicely says, Dharmaraja was only troubled by one thing. And he asked Krishna's help. That was, he said, we are all men, 5 brothers, we are all physically fit. And living in the jungle is not a problem. But Draupadi, Draupadi who insisted on accompanying them and living in the forest, it's tough for her. She was suffering and she was put to a lot of inconvenience. And that bothered him, that troubled him. And that's why, that is the only regret I think he had, that Draupadi was suffering a lot, which being a woman, it's a bit challenging for her in the jungle. That's the only instance of Dharmaraja feeling down Swami has mentioned. So I thought I would just mention it because he was very, very clear about the gambling, because he thought that's my dharma and I will do it. And I think another thing, I think just to elaborate on that, see, I think we have a tendency to ask everyone's opinion. But Dharmaraja, if he asks what is the dharma, he will ask. So, if somebody knows dharma better than him, he would have definitely consulted them. There are situations where he has consulted Vidura, whom he respected a lot, as one who knows dharma very well. Another person whom he consulted was Bhishma, when Krishna took him to get advice. So he always knew who to consult. Somebody who knows more than you. He was not seeking people's opinion. That's the way we conduct our business. We ask everyone's opinion, and then we are also confused and we do something. But I think to that extent, he was a bit more clear about what dharma is. And that may be another reason why he did not ask anyone. Who he felt if somebody can offer something better, he would have consulted it. That's the way I feel. So I'll stop here. Yes, Brother Tasan.
Yes, Sairam brothers. Anyways, out of the topic, I like to put some points here too. The Vidura is the one, he's the one brought the invitations to play the dice game. But that time he knows this is bad. Vidura also advised. But Dhritarashtra, their plan, Savani's plan, he doesn't know. So he thought it's a friendly game, and he liked at the same time Dharmaraj is like to play dice game. That is his hobby too. But he thought he's going to play with Duryodhana, and he can win the game friendly game. But he didn't understand what is in the behind scene. At the same time, before he playing the game, he didn't think about Lord Krishna also, and he didn't pass the message that they are going to play a game like this. They didn't expect this one. It's all Lord's Leelas. That is my understanding too, brother.
What is the source of some of the information, brother?
Hmm?
The source I asked.
Which source?
No, the source of the information which you shared. I just wanted to know.
No,
Okay.
you ask about the dice game and everything.
Yeah. What is source of all this information is what I asked.
It's all Lord's Leelas. You know, we don't know. When he came down, he wants to
Okay.
play this game. And
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
yeah,
you. Sai.
so,
Let's say anyone wants to add anything or discuss any point or wants to move on? Okay, then we will, I think sisters, you can proceed.
The love that has Atma as the love that has Atma as its basis is pure and sublime. But since people are bound by various pseudo forms of love, they believe themselves to be just individual souls, jiva, isolated and individualized, and deprive themselves of the fullness and vastness of divine love. So people have to win the grace of God. When a person secures it, the individual soul will be released from identification with the body and can identify itself with the Atma. This consummation is referred to in the Vedas as liberation from bonds, bandha vichandana, or release, moksha. Divinity within each one. The battle against the tendency of body identification and win the grace of God as the only means of victory. Spiritual exercises have been laid down, such as philosophical inquiry, as well as sense control, dharma, and other disciplines of the sixfold spiritual discipline. Their practice will ensure the purification of the consciousness. It will then become like a clean mirror that can reflect the object, and the Atma will stand revealed clearly. For the attainment of the highest wisdom, Jnana Siddhi, the cleansing of the consciousness, Chitta Suddhi, is the royal path. For the pure in heart, this is easy to achieve. This is the central truth of the Indian search for the ultimate reality. This is the very vital breath of the teaching.
Okay, thank you very much, Sister. Auntie, shall we read the Telugu?
Yeah. ఇట్టి పవిత్ర ప్రేమ స్వభావంతో కూడిన ఆత్మ
So the Atma, which is endowed with this sacred love as its nature,
భౌతిక పదార్థములచే బంధింపబడుచుటే
to be bound by the worldly objects or things,
గుర్తించలేక జీవభావమును పొంది
without understanding, attaining the nature of a jiva,
పరిపూర్ణతను పొందజాలకున్నారు మానవులు.
the human beings are unable to attain the perfection.
అందుకై ఈశ్వర కృప బడిసిన
Then if the grace of God is there present,
ఆ కృప వలన భౌతిక దేహభావము వీడి
due to that grace, giving up the nature of worldly nature of identification with the body,
body consciousness, which can be
or body consciousness,
జీవుడు ఆత్మభావమును పొందును.
the human being or the jiva will obtain or attain the nature or the feeling of the Atman, the nature of the Atman.
దీనినే బంధ విచ్ఛేదనమనియు.
This is called the break,
liberation from bonds.
Yeah, liberation from the bonds.
Mukti and
Vichedana means breaking of the bonds.
Vichedana is to cut off. Jeevudu Atma Bhavamunu Pondunu.
The jiva will attain the nature of the Atman.
Deenine, sorry, Bandham
Mukti
and you Vedamulu Chepuchunavi.
So this is what is called mukti as or liberation by the Vedas.
Bhautika Bhavamu Kaligina Jeevulu.
Those human beings who have the worldly nature or worldly feelings.
Itti sthitini pondutake Ishvara Krupanu Andukonutake.
So to attain this stage or to attain the grace of God,
Tattva Vicharana Shamadamadi Shadvida Sadhanalu Erpadenu.
So for that sake, one has to inquire into the truth or practice the sadhanas which start from Shamadama and the 6 types of
Shadvida Sadhanalu.
Okay. 6 types of sadhanas. We have to, for this purpose only, these things have been prescribed or these have come to be. Through that, the cleanliness of the chitta takes place.
Parishuddha addamuna pratibimbamu susrushtuga kanipinchinatlu.
The blemishless or the
clear mirror.
Cleansed, cleansed mirror. In that cleansed mirror, the reflection will be seen.
Pratibimbamu susrushtuga kanipinchinatlu chitta shuddhi జీవుల యందు ఆత్మ దర్శనము అతి సులభముగా చేయవచ్చు.
In the same way, in a very clear mirror, when our reflection is seen clearly, in the same way, when there is cleanliness in the chitta is completely purified. The darshana or the vision of the Atma will be seen in the jiva.
అతి సులభముగా చేయవచ్చు. Easily you can say.
It can be easily done.
జ్ఞాన సిద్ధికి చిత్తశుద్ధియే రాజమార్గము.
For the attainment of the jnana or knowledge, cleansing of the chitta is the royal path.
ఇది భారతీయ పరమార్థములోని కేంద్ర భావము.
This is the
central idea.
The central idea, central thought. Bhavamu, central thought of the supreme goal of the Bharatiyas.
ఇదియే దానికి ప్రాణప్రాయము.
This is what is the life giver of life. Sari auntie, pranaprayamunda. Vital breath is the meaning translation.
Vital. ఇదియే దానికి ప్రాణప్రాయము. Yeah.
Basically, that itself is life, we can say.
Yeah.
That's its life.
I think it's this. We stop here.
Yeah, that's all I think we have. So I'll stop here. Anyone would like to discuss any points, please?
Brother Sairam, there's a 6-fold discipline.
Yeah.
Spiritual discipline.
Yes.
Which one is better? I really want to know which ones are different on that.
This is the quiz. We have studied this a few times.
Yes.
I think even we touched upon in Gita Vahini. Shama Dhamma. Uparati Titiksha.
Shraddha Samadhana.
Anyway, it sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Samadhana.
Shraddha Samadhana.
So I think we even discussed the excerpt of Satsam on one of Swami's discourses and discussed.
Shatsampati.
Yeah, Dhyana Vahini.
That's why Swami discussed.
Naira, brother, there are people on the call also like me who have, this is my first study circle. So if you can please go through it again, I would appreciate it.
Sure. So anyone, any volunteers?
I'm so happy. that question.
Any volunteers? Okay, we'll start with one. What is Shama? We'll start with Shama.
Control of the mind.
Control of?
The mind.
Yes.
Okay,
Dhamma is,
Dhamma.
Adu Dhamma.
Alla, alla.
Dhamma go through
the-
the
Dhamma is control of the mind.
Dhamma. Yeah.
Senses, no? No?
Next one is
Good.
Dhamma. Dhamma is senses.
Yeah.
Senses.
One is the
Okay.
control of the mind, control in the senses. Titiksha. Yes, and Sister Anandi.
Brother, Sama is the balancing of the mind, the Sama Nilayo, that's what I got. Sama means is the balancing.
Okay, anyone would like to comment on what is Sama and Shama?
It is here what we are meaning is Shama, not Sama.
Oh, not Sama.
Not
it's
Sama.
Shama. Oh, okay. Thank you, Auntie. Thank you.
Okay,
Shama is forgiveness, right?
Yes.
Okay, so next one is Titiksha.
Forbearance.
Forbearance.
Tolerance.
Okay, not to be, I think maybe Kalyani. Do you have Sutra Vahini?
Yes.
Why don't we, because rather than, why don't, I think because
It's quite long in Sutra Vahini, it's a few pages. It's okay?
It's okay. Because everyone wants to practice this.
Yes, the sixfold discipline.
Because Swami has told you need to do this. Tattva Vicharana as well as Sammasamadhi Sampat. So I think it's might as well, we can pause and study. I think,
Shraddha is forbearance, right?
yes, Sister Suji said, we are first time we want to learn. So I don't want to, it's good for them to, because I think Swami builds upon this, so it's okay for revision. And I would rather read Swami's so that they get an opportunity to read. Very good. Thank you very much.
Dhamma,
So can we read, I think,
Shraddha.
okay, we'll start from this one sentence above in English. Okay. We'll start. I think somebody can read. Narmada, you will read, or Kalyani, you will read otherwise.
Kalyani, you go ahead.
You can go ahead. It's just this third column here.
Okay.
Sakwanti, I think you have raised your hand. Will you wait to ask the question?
Oh,
or
yeah, I can wait, no problem.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll start with, they are all the wealth of virtues, starting from Shama, Dhamma. These are 6. So it goes Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, and Samadhana. Shama means control of mind, Manograha, Nigraha. This is beset with difficulties. The mind is the cause for bondage as well as liberation. The mind is mixed up with the qualities of Rajas and Tamas, and it is also blemished. The mind actually changes the real state of all the objects. Therefore, in the first place, the mind should be controlled. It has 2 tendencies. One is running behind the senses. Even if the mind goes after the sense, it will cause problems. For the vessel to become empty, 10 openings are not needed. 1 opening is efficient. All the water in the vessel will leak. In the same way, among the senses, if one indriya is not under control, it will throw the person into bondage. Therefore, all the senses have to be controlled. Now the second quality. Though the practice of good, Sorry, uncle.
No, it's through the practice. Sorry.
The second
quality. Through the practice of good things, such as meditation, japa, bhajan, puja, such good activities, the strength of the mind will increase. In that state, with the mind, one can do something good for the world or something bad for the world. That means, with such sadhanas, whatever strength of mind which is acquired, it should not be used for bad ways. With shama, the indriyas can be controlled. Nigrahika. The indriyas should not follow the mind. They should follow buddhi. Then it would be of higher nature, shreyas. Mind means it is a collection of thoughts. It is a bundle of desires. As soon as a desire arises, at that moment itself, whether it is good or bad, will good or bad result from it, then it is going to end. Such inquiry should be done. The mind which does not do such inquiry will fall into bad ways. If you inquire with buddhi, shakti, and follow that, it will follow the appropriate right path. For human beings, three important instruments are there. One is buddhi, second is manas, mind, third is indriyas, senses. If the mind is under the control of the senses, then bondage is the result. The same mind, when it comes under the control of the buddhi, then it attains the atma. That is why the mind is the cause of bondage or liberation. The second one is dhamma. That means to bring under one's control the body and senses. The body can be controlled and within limits only through sadhana. There is no other path. Wasting time or being careless for these, they should not be allowed. For the karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, and body, if one were to establish or bring activities of discipline or prescribed actions which are of higher nature and beneficial, then there will not be any room for tamas, laziness. All activities which one performs should be done without any defect. Nothing should be missing. By practicing one's own dharma, swadharma, the body and the senses can be brought under one's control. Thirdly, uparati. That means one transcending duality, dvaita. It is a common experience for man, the duality of happiness, sorrow, likes, dislikes, good, bad, cold, hot, abuse, praise. But these ordinary experiences should be transcended through sadhana and inquiry. One should not be prone to them. One should transcend them and one should be unwavering. This is called uparati. In ordinary life, following the differences of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, your Kula Gotra, such bondages, your life stages of childhood, youth, middle age, old age, gender differences, one should be untouched by these differences. One should keep within one's view only the experience of the Atman. Then uparati can be achieved. By looking at the world without the worldly view, if we view it with the Atma perspective, then one can transcend duality. The name and the form have to be seen as mental imaginations. That means this uparati is only for the nivritti path, inward path, not the pravritti path, which is external path. Nivritti is path of jnana, pravritti is path of action, karma. The Vedic karmas, activities do not confer moksha. They only bring about chitta suddhi, Some people say that you will attain heaven. The attainment of heaven is only a bondage and not liberation. The jnana is obtained by Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasana. Only the one without desire alone is eligible, entitled for Shravana, listening. Once the Chitta Shuddhi is attained, thereafter activities, karma is useless. Therefore, being attached to the Atman, cultivating and growing the faith that everything is Atman, then we can transcend duality. Fourth one is titiksha. That means whatever sorrow or disservice which happens to one, any problem or harm or loss, for this not to sorrow, we should not feel sad. We should remain with happiness and peace. All these are fruits of earlier actions done by me. It is not because of anything else thinking thus. Even if people have harmed us or hurt us, we should treat such people with kindness, with patience, forbearance, and happiness. Whoever the person is, in the beginning, if someone has done harm, wanting to do harm back to them, if someone has hurt us, wanting to hurt them back in return, if someone has insulted us, wanting to do same thing to them, it is natural, sahaja. This is the characteristic of pravritti, external. But for the person following the nivritti path, which is the inward path, these kinds of thoughts should not be there. If you return, hurt, harm, it will become unceasing karma. Such kind of activities are agami, action which comes. In the future, we cannot escape experiencing this again. By such reactions, karma will not be diminished. It will grow. By returning hurt or harm, it is not good for the sadhaka. It may give him temporary satisfaction in the future. It will harm one. Therefore, for one who has done hurt, to do something favorable to that person, that is the meaning of the diksha. That is the nivritti path, internal path. The fifth one is shraddha. That means in the sastras or the statements in the sastras or in the Atman or in the Guru, having unwavering, unfickle faith, belief has to be there. Belief is the characteristic of Shraddha. Gurus who are worthy of worships are those who show us the higher path, Shrayo Marga. Shastras are wishing for and showing the path for the welfare of the world and the upliftment of the people. Therefore, in such pure sacred Shastras, on the Gurus and in elders, there has to be faith. Guru means they have to be teaching only the oneness of all jivas, living beings, and Atma. That knowledge alone they should teach. This has to be without fail followed, believed, and practiced with faith and determination. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Through Shraddha, one earns jnanam. The sixth one is samadhana. What is told in the Shastras and what the Guru has taught. These two are one. That conviction one has to obtain at all times, in all states of being. Avastha, waking, dream, deep sleep, different states within walking. The buddhi should be established in the Atman. The sadhaka has to eternally seek refuge in the consciousness, Chaitanya. All actions should be done with the objective of pleasing the Lord. Sarva karma bhagavat krityartam. we should firmly believe the Shastras that all beings are a part of Ishvara, having the same equanimous viewpoint. Samashriti, Shrishti, on everyone is the strength for this belief. The above 6 are called the wealth of sadhana, sadhana sampatti.
Sorry, Uncle, you're muted.
Thank you, sister. Sairam, everyone. We read a very lengthy piece. I don't intend to discuss this because there was demand from many participants, so we read it. This itself will become a separate study, but I think, as you can see, Swami has covered them in very detailed terms. If anyone would like to summarize, I will welcome anyone to summarize. What is Sama, what is Dhamma, what is Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, and Samadhana.
I just want to say thank you so much. And thank you those who have asked. I was so shy to ask because he was saying we have already done and I was checking my notes. But thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think all of us have to again remind ourselves. So that's why Swami keeps on repeating. In
That's a great reminder. Yes.
So sense control, mind control, not being beyond the dualities, offering everything to the Lord, having unflinching faith on the Lord, and believing the words of the Lord, which are equivalent to the Shastras, and being able to reconcile both at all times, in all situations. So in a nutshell, I think it also answers the question, how do we be like the Yudhishthira? It answered that question also. So I think with that, if anyone would like to add any point, please do so. So these are called the 6 types of practices every sadhaka should cultivate and possess it as the wealth which that person has. It is the wealth of every sadhaka.
Brother, I think the last one I didn't get. What Guru has taught and what is in the Shastras are one. I got that all actions should be done to please the Lord, but I didn't understand that part.
So Samadhan.
Samadhan, yes.
Anyone who would like to say what, if you caught what it says? No one is welcome. So anyway, I will go, sister. So what Swami says is the Guru is one who teaches what's in the Shastra. The oneness of everything, that is what the Guru actually teaches. And no one else is a Guru, number one. Number 2, whatever that Guru has taught, one should be able to see and reconcile what is in the Shastras also. And know that both are the same. And that conviction also should be there. Once that conviction is there, one should put it into practice in that state of equanimity, having that understanding that what the Lord teaches. So that samadhana also, many people think it is peace, having no fighting with anyone. Swami here says don't even fight with the teacher and the teaching. Just follow it, understand that both are the same. So you are in a state of complete equanimity, in a state of peace, wherever one is. So Dharmaraja basically exhibited that. He knew what dharma was. Whatever the circumstances, he felt the Lord has placed me because he is pleased to place me here, and I will just be enjoying there, and I will enjoy everything around. So that state is samadhana. So you are in peace, at peace with everything and everyone in this world, due to your following the Guru's teachings. I don't know, I just try to summarize. I hope. Sai Ram Aunty.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Accepting the Lord's will, whatever has to, but wherever he puts me with love, I'm ready to accept. That is samadhana. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Aunty. Okay, I hope everyone who asked for it are happy, and we will continue with this. So anything else anyone would like to say? So Swami is talking about Chitta Shuddhi, what gives us Chitta Shuddhi, what gives us Jnana Siddhi, and so how do we attain? What are all the
Brother,
practices?
what did you say in a one word of Shraddha is offering? Shraddha, what did you say, please? I missed that one.
Shraddha is unflinching faith. Unflinching means, see what happens, we have faith in God, then suddenly we'll say, oh, God has disappeared from our lives. Everything bad is going on. You know, the people tend to feel. But through all situations, having that faith that the Lord is looking after us, Lord is there and He is doing the best for us, that faith, it is not based on the mind saying, oh, I didn't get this, I didn't get that. You know, it's not shaken by anything.
Shraddha. Okay, you follow
type
with
of
the
faith,
Shraddha.
that type of faith, and continuing the sadhana with that determination, with conviction. That is Shraddha.
Okay.
Okay, then that leads to Jnanam, Shraddhavan, Labhate.
Labhate Jnanam.
etc.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Sister Anandi.
The Sairam, also in the worldly perspective, we can take it as be happy where you are and enjoy that moment, or the regardless of whether you like it or not, the where you are and enjoy that moment. Maybe that is the one Swami is trying to teach us here in the with the story. Where you are, be happy with that. It could be a position, or it could be a place, or it could be your family situation. Take it that and enjoy that situation, or your position. Maybe that's maybe in the worldly perspective. I am thinking that if we apply the same thing, happy where you are and enjoy that every single moment with what God has given it to you. I think it's a great lesson in this particular passage. I really like that. I wanted to share with all of you.
Thank you very much, Sister. Yes, Auntie Saku, please go ahead.
Yeah. The sixfold sadhana, spiritual discipline, will grant us Siddha Suddhi, right?
Yes,
You will cleanse the consciousness, but Jnana Siddhi, to attain the highest wisdom, how do you do?
The Swami says, for the attainment of high wisdom, Jnana Siddhi, the cleansing of the consciousness, Chitta Shuddhi is the royal path.
Oh, so Siddha Suddhi will give Jnana Suddhi.
It will give you Jnana Siddhi, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to discuss any point or any questions?
The cleansing of the consciousness, that is the something we have to concentrate all the time, right? Yes, brother. What do you say? Want to say something?
So I think I just want to correct this translation is not very accurate. Consciousness doesn't need cleansing.
Correct. That's the first one.
Consciousness is chit. Chitta is your mind, actually.
Yeah, chittam, inner karma, inner instrument.
Yes. So it is it's a part of the mind. So the translation is whoever has attempted to see, originally I think Chitta Shuddhi was left there, but somebody has attempted to translate, and that's how this cleansing of consciousness has come, I think. Consciousness is chit. Chitta is mind. Okay, cleansing of the mind.
Consciousness ever pure, ever.
The consciousness won't come because it's of God, already is pure.
So consciousness, chitta is mind, the consciousness, but is a
consciousness is chit.
Consciousness is a chit, is a God.
Yes,
so
exactly.
You don't need a cleansing there. Chitta need a one.
Exactly.
Yes, that is conscious.
Because Sat, Chit, Ananda is only the Lord.
Yeah.
That is consciousness.
Yeah.
That is already pure, ever pure.
So
But
there is no
so it's
point.
cleansing of the mind here. Okay.
Cleansing of mind.
Yeah.
Cleansing of mind is a conscious.
Yeah,
No.
because the mind again is broken into 4 categories.
Hmm.
Okay, manas, buddhi, chittam, and ahankaram.
Ahangar.
So chittam is the part of the mind where all your past vasanas are stored. The past vasanas are all stored in a part called chittam in the overall mental space.
Storage.
It's a storage.
Yeah.
All sadhana is to cleanse that so that we don't carry the baggage.
So
Mr.
you have
Brother
to get
Prasad,
rid of it.
Mr. Brother Prasad talked about baggage. The baggage is vasanas. So that is all stored in the chittam. So everyone basically store a lot of information in chitta and again go back and revisit. So once it's all cleansed, it will be clean slate. I think that's what Brother.
But that only 6-4 sadhana
Exactly.
is it needed.
Yes.
So that is just don't think. Isn't it? Don't have any thoughts.
Yes,
If
Agami.
we are saying that is a repository of all the thinking.
Sister, see, thinking is a current activity, but if you stored it, one day it's going to sprout.
Hmm.
So it needs
So-
cleansing.
So think, but don't store it. No, I'm serious. If just
No, what
don't
about the old
think.
storage? Old storage, what are you going to do?
Oh, okay.
See, the mind is soiled through all this, so it has to be cleansed, washed again and again until the dirt is removed.
We do have to think. We have to think because we have to discriminate. So that the process has to be there to figure out at any time, should we do it or not do it? What should I say? That is there. I think
Yeah,
some
whatever is left.
experiences, don't keep the experiences because that may force you to do your activity in a different way.
I think in the Anubhagini we learned that even a small portion is left, it will grow again,
Yes,
the vasana.
exactly.
It has to be removed completely.
Without residue.
Without any, yeah. Thank you. It's all coming back.
Okay, thank you.
So, Sairam brother, how about the manas? Doesn't that need cleansing?
No.
See, the mind has 4 compartments. Okay, one, the pure manas is just observes and takes input from the indriyas. Buddhi is supposed to do its job of discriminating. Chittam is the storage which we have. But all these are parts of the same mind, different functions of the mind. So the thing is, the mind is like a windshield, through which you observe the world, the manas which you are talking about. But the same manas has some compartments where it does other stuff. So this place where it stores stuff is chitta, that has to be cleansed. Okay, so I hope chittam is nothing but, that's why I said cleansing of the mind. Here also we said, because in English language you don't have equivalent words for each of this, and that's a problem. It is not definitely, it's not consciousness.
And ego is also there.
Ego is ahankaram is also there.
Ahankara is there doing its job. The fourth.
Fourth person, yes. Thank you, Auntie. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
Sai Ramana. So I was just going to say with that story of the sculptor who always sculpts beautiful statues of Krishna, and so they ask him, "How are you able to do that?" And every image that you create, and what he says is, Krishna is already there. I just focus on removing what is not Krishna, and what emerges is the idol of Krishna. So that way, if we just focus on what we are, then what we are not should wither away, and then the Atman or consciousness should shine forth. So I think all of the sadhana is to know what we are not and actually what we are. So that way the others wither away, and then the sculpture or the image of the Lord shines forth.
Thank you, Sai Satish. Yes, Brother Thasan, please go ahead.
Sairam brother, Swami is nicely explaining our goal is to experience the Atma. So we have to, like ourselves first. That means ourselves means not the body, who is seated in our heart. So in order to do that one, what you have to do? We have to surrender everything, mind, five pranas and self and everything. So especially the Swami is focusing on the mind. Mind has to be clear. That means nothing's supposed to be there. In order to do that one, Atma is like we studied before, the padlock mean the key is within you, the mind is within you. If you want to go towards the worldly thing, you can turn the other way. If you want to go invertedly, turn the key inward. Everything's within you. But in order to do that one, you have to do a lot of sadhanas, good sadhanas. There's two things, the worldly pleasure is there, something in that spiritual pleasure. So we have to go through the spiritual pleasure, not the worldly side. So if we trained our mind according to that one, definitely we can achieve that one. Especially people are talking about the vasanas and everything. We did that, we studied before too. The impulses has to be roasted seeds. Otherwise it will sprout again. If we see something, if we had any experience, anything, it could be woman or it could be a money, it could be a gold, anything. We like to go through that one again. We wanted to experience that one. So we have to make that one only through the bhakti and vairagya only, and using the viveka, we can make those seeds to roasted. Then definitely we can experience the Atma. Thank you, brothers.
Sairam, brother. Thank you very much.
Also, brother, I have a little question on for those people they are suffering from dementia or Alzheimer. Can it be considered as a God blessing to them? To forget everything when they go up, they would be going with a clean slate as they can.
Okay, sister's asking about dementia, what happened? Is it a blessing? I think that's the question. Anyone who would like to share your thoughts?
I have been thinking about it. Thank you for asking. Sorry, go ahead. I just want to say, yes, it's a blessing if you don't forget Lord's name and Lord's picture. That's it. Then it's a blessing.
So,
Yes,
if you have dementia, you are not going to think about the Lord. Then your five senses supposed to be work, and your mind supposed to work good. That is the blessed one, in my opinion, brother. Thank you, Saira.
Thank you very much, brother. Anyone else would like to share any thoughts? Yes, Auntie Sakku.
Yes, sometimes they can remember, sometimes they cannot remember. Sometimes they can go back and remember their past life, early life. But it is left to the environment. Whoever who is staying with them, who is taking caretaker, you have to make them to feel to do the sadhanas to some extent. But thereby they will have a connection with God. That's what I think. That's what I do.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Anyone else would like to share?
I would say that in more than storage, I think we may have to look at it in a context. Don't leverage that stored content. I think that's maybe models, because if you're taking it as literal storage, then this question of dementia is good or bad, because dementia doesn't even store anything. So I'm happy. So instead of taking it that way, and I think what we're trying to let's not leverage the stored information for your next actions. Just go with the flow and just go as a pure heart. Maybe that's what we may have to just think it through contextually. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, brother. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
I was just going to say that dementia does not mean amanaska. So in the sense that it's just that in functionality of the mind, it is not able to fulfill that function, but the mind by itself exists. And that is where I think it will show how a person in dementia have lived their life, because if they have lived their life with a constant remembrance of God, even in that state of dementia, there'll be phases in which that connect still happens, because by virtue of habit, by virtue of abhyasa, by virtue of intensity of that habit, it will show up even in that state. But the ideal phase, of course, is to go to a state where the same thing, whether what was discussed about Shama, Dhamma, and all of that, is to get to a point where the mind itself doesn't exist. So dementia, yeah, I'm just trying to say that it doesn't equate to a state of being beyond the mind. So it is more of a state which will tell others possibly how that person has lived their life while they are in that state, because there have been people who have continued to think of God even in that phase, which says that it tells the quality of life that the person has led. But at the same time, it's one form of, because again, karma which comes back, and so it's again, yeah, accepting that whatever happens is good for me and going forward with what can be done with where we are. Sairam.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Yes,
Thank
Sister
you.
Aruna.
Brother, I think in dementia also, we have learned before also, we have to start our spiritual practice from early age. Practice that will, even at that stage, even they will remember that. So that is the reason Swami says you start early, right? So if you start in your early age, even that comes, that will remain. That's how I look at it. I have seen people like that, dementia, but they didn't forget. Thank you, Sai.
Thank you very much, sister. Thank you. Anyone else has any memory of dementia? Yes, Auntie. Please
I
go.
agree with Aruna. You all the earlier this thing, whatever they have been doing, even the Varam, everything they can remember. Not that they cannot. They can remember everything. Those parts. Some of the parts, portion of the brain gets shut down. So some of them they can remember.
Thank you very much. Auntie.
Sairam, brother, I have a question. So you know the chitti, right? Chitta,
Yes.
right? So it holds the old vasanas. Does that mean even previous birth vasanas too?
Oh, it's most of it is previous birth vasanas.
Okay, so then I don't think the dementia will actually get rid of, like, you know how we have to do cleansing of the chitta. I don't think the dementia is doing any cleansing. It's just maybe forgetting your thoughts and your old knowledge. So I think that stuff will maybe be there even when this body is finished and the person is starting a new life. That old vasanas will continue. So we're not really getting rid of or cleansing that part, right? With dementia. So I don't think that's really going to help them, is my opinion at least.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. Yeah, it's about 4:29, so I think we will wrap up. I will just summarize and maybe share my thoughts. See, dementia is a physical phenomenon. As Sister Sugi has said, it is a brain not functioning. The mind is still active. But the mind generally, long-term memory, as Sister Aruna said, what was done at young age, they will remember. So whatever they have thought about for a long time, they remember. I've had experience with about 4 or 5 people personally. Always they will don't forget God. Even they may forget the children, anyone, but not God. So why it is so is because our devotion actually fills our heart and not the mind. Heart is a completely different organ. Okay, all good compassion, all that is actually in heart. So heart is where any devotional activities which we do, if it is pure devotion, not necessarily if you many people have devotion for different things and they ask God, give me that, give me that, give me this. That is not necessary devotion. A person who has really developed a relationship with God that relationship, that bondage, actually that bond exists in the heart. And anyone in the heart, generally people, whoever they loved very immensely, people remember. Whoever they did not have any strong feeling for, they will never remember. So I think dementia is a physical phenomena. And actually, each time, one of the reasons we had to take a new birth is God says, okay, too many memories this person is carrying. Let's make them all seeds and put them in a new body. So we don't remember anything from our past lives. That is actually a blessing by God, because if only we remember all the thousands of births we have taken, we will be the most miserable person. But everyone we see, we will be having something negative to remember. So God does, dusting of all memories, make them all seeds and puts them in a new body and sends us away. So, but unfortunately, there are people who want to do past life regression. They want to know what happened in that. When God has already blessed you with not knowing your past life, people still want to know, but that's a different story. So I think dementia is a physical phenomena. Mind is still active. Vasanas may be crystallizing as seeds, which will be stored and may sprout when we are born again next time. So that's why Chitta Shuddhi through sadhana is a very essential process which Swami has recommended, I think. With those thoughts, we will close. I hope it's okay. We will meet again, and I hope no negative vasanas are retained from this discussion. We'll have store positive thoughts. Sai Ram. Sai Ram.
Thank you.
Om. समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु, समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु, समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु. ओम शांति शांति शांति. Sai Ram.